Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery, and I want to have some fun like everybody else has. I'm going to do a cloud pour with some white satin enamel from Folk Art. No, it's not. It's from Deco Art. And it's probably on my Amazon link that's included on the link tree underneath the video. I also couldn't find any satin, so I used black gloss enamel, and this is from Folk Art. I'm going to save my gold, which is the 24 karat gold from Deco Art, and my Modern Masters Venetian blue for adding afterwards. And I'm going to make a pour cup. And I don't think I really need a whole lot of, what's that? That's white satin, that's gloss enamel, I don't want that. So I'm going to use some white base, and I might use some white base in between every other ring. We'll see how it goes. I want to use all my purples. I want to use the purples that will allow me, get out of there, to use them. And that is my Folk Art Neon Multi-Surface Acrylic. This is an iridescent pink that came from Modern Masters, or excuse me, Art Minds a while ago. They don't sell it anymore, but you could make it if you used the golden iridescent pearl. Fine. I'm going to add some of my white satin enamel right in the middle, because it seems like you don't have to add it every other layer. Wherever you add it, it's going to affect all the layers. I did shake all these bottles, I did clear all these tips. I'm thinking about making this pour cup, maybe a little bit of black, making this pour cup so it has sort of sections as I pour them out. I may just do a ring. I could don't hold me to anything, because if I don't like the way things are going, I'm inclined to put chain in there. So I have a bunch of reds and pinks, and I'm going to use a little more. Yes, that's not it. I'm going to use a little more of that white satin enamel. And get down and get funky with my colors. Hopefully make them work nicely. I'm going to use colors I don't always use. That's a magenta. The magenta is by Golden, and it's expensive, but I've been sort of holding back on using it a lot because it is so expensive. Use a coupon. I can't wait for coupons to come back. 20% just isn't cutting it right now. Thank you, Michaels, anyway, for being there for us. I think I'm going to grab some Prussian blue in there just because I can. And I did use some dark purple. I think I'm going to use a little bit more of this white satin enamel. Now I'm still not used to using the neon pink. I think I'm going to put a little regular white in there because I can. And I really did like the way the metallic red looked with the magenta. So that's quite a bit of paint. Now I have to make up my mind on the 16 by 20 inch canvas. I'm going to move these bottles out of my way for a change early on. So I've got a 16 by 20 inch canvas that I haven't taken the skin off of yet. There we go. And I saw that paint, and I'm going to grab it. You know I am. I'm going to at least put it on the cup. So if I want paint to flow really smoothly, it's a really good idea if I have a base layer, and there's, yeah, okay, well, it's black. That's not what I was expecting. I thought I had some white out here. But you know what? I'm just going to do it anyway. Take the dry skins out of the threads of your bottles and the little holes at the top if you're using these larger ones before they get into the neck of the bottle and clog your tip. So this is my OXO turning spatula, as everybody who watches me regularly knows. It's available on the Amazon link below, show more. It is, as far as I'm concerned, the best paint spreading tool around, and fast to boot. Also, tweezers are on my Amazon link below that link tree. The Amazon link opens up two lists. The first list has all my paint pouring stuff on. The other one, I think, just has a conglomeration of other things for other activities, and I think I stuck them there before I ever became an Amazon associate sort of thing. So this paint is just meant to make other paint spread, and while most people do their cloud pours or their ring pours or their combination of whatever they're called, without an edge catcher, I am compelled to use one. And an edge catcher is nothing more than a clear acetate sheet that comes on the value pack of Artist Loft canvases from Michaels in the 16 by 20 inch size. And although people have told me they haven't always gotten them, I even got one on the black pre-primed recently, and I've never had a package that didn't include one. I wish I could get Michaels to sell, you know, multi-packs of just the acetate sheets, because they're cool to paint on too, and you could paint and dip with them. I'm just using up all the paint on my spatula before I get going. I'm throwing that in the bucket. Anything that I have around my edges, just going to run a quick finger over. That's a lot of paint, probably more paint than I need. So be it. Here goes nothing. So, I want some white there. Wow, okay. Last in, first out. But there are turntables also available on my Amazon link, along with all kinds of paints, cameras, even tents and awnings for the summertime. You should definitely check reviews on anything like an awning. Do not buy the ones. If I made a mistake, I don't want you to make the same mistake. So yeah, I did put it a little off to one side because I really wanted to find out if I could tip it across the whole thing. And I kind of wish I'd put that Venetian blue in there, but I really think that for the most part, it just sinks. And I am letting all of the paint drain out of there, which I might regret if I want some for my edges to fix something. I'm going to show you the Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas right there. And they are also on that Amazon link, and they're great tools for all kinds of things, even swiping. Let's just put that right in the middle, because I can. Hey, that's the name of my first book, Volume 1, on the Amazon link, right next to my second book, Volume 2, Unlimited Possibilities. So I used up most of that paint, and that's okay with me. Let's find out what's going to happen now. Now, if I don't, like I said, if I don't like what's happening, I will indulge my need for chain or basting brushes or whatever you have. I do think there's a color I didn't use in there I was expecting to use. I'm watching my flow of paint. I don't want there to be too many right angles in this, and I'm also interested in not having it flow away. And I know it's really important to go slowly, but I'm not a slow tipper. So I'm going to let my mass of paint go one way, and then I'm going to bring it back again. A lot of people go in 4 directions. I think as you do this, you figure out what you like. And we know me, so I can basically do whatever I want. I want to make that go over there. I'm just going to pounce my spatula a little tiny bit to meld those areas. I like the zigzags down here are pretty awesome. And I haven't got to the place. Let's recenter that paint so it goes down here in a moment. I got to go in the opposite direction to make things flow where I want them to go. Well, change of plan. I'm going to go that way now. Looks like I could have used a little more paint, but honestly, it's not a bad thing to be able to add more paint, and I could put it in my ring pour cup or whatever, my container. I want to make something flow over here, and I might wind up using the blue. I kind of want to use the blue along here, so let's just do that. Let's use a bunch of blue and see what it, actually, you know what? Let's use a bunch of blue. Stick that neon in there, because I don't know what those will do together, and I kind of want to know. It creates an all new kind of design. Anytime you add new paint, it will help flow paint that's already there. And I'm really loving that greenish stuff up there. And I was thinking I wanted some more of a couple of things. Actually, this one's not open. But this is a metallic turquoise, and I believe that I made it metallic looking by adding the iridescent pearl fine from Golden. So if I roll that sideways, it'll overlap itself. And then when it comes down into the pattern, it will move it somewhat. I never did use an edge catcher anywhere. And I'm sucking up a lot of time. I think if I'd used more paint to begin with, things would be moving a little faster. It sort of makes me want to put some more paint in my cup and add it, because as things are, I'm going to use that paint to cover the edge of the canvas all the way down, and then I'm going to grab it right off of that edge catcher with my OXO omelet turning spatula, which is not just the best paint spreading tool around. Whoops, that was a mistake. That's okay. I could ribbon pour over a bunch of this and be pretty happy with that. So let's see what I can do with that. Just pretend it didn't happen. By melding it in, just by dragging my skewer along. So, what now? I totally want some more pink. And some more magenta, because I don't see either one of them. And what? I think, and what is the Prussian blue, because it will sell. So now I've got a new puddle right in the middle. And I'm going to take the dull end of my skewer. I'm going to spin it around and see what happens if I do that. I'm also going to figure that I've got paint up here at the top that I need to flow. So I'm going to grab an edge catcher back again. I don't know if this is really working all that well or not. I sort of just got rid of the part that was my favorite. I do have faith in myself that I can rescue almost anything, but this is pretty interesting. Note to self, more paint next time. I'm going to let the paint that's up on this corner cover the edge of my canvas. And I think, what am I going to do? I think I want some more purple. And I might have to add something to my cup, but I've got 3 minutes left. So let's do that. Let's add some neon pink, some other pink, some magenta, and some Prussian blue. And while I'm at it, why don't I grab some of that pink enamel. I'm going to put the blue, the Venetian blue by Masterminds in there, and finish up with a little bit of the white, and pick up the blowing cover. That might not be enough. I also might not like my color combination. So let's go to purple. And I've got that green that I wanted. Yes. So back to some turquoise. Color shifting from Folk Art turquoise. And some of the deep turquoise. So it could be a part 2 with some chain pulling if things don't rapidly improve. I really like that blue a lot. I want to tip that cup so I get everything out of it. Slight struggle, no big deal. Nothing new. Strange colors. I think ring pours might be one of my new favorite things, or one of my old favorite things. So I'm going to let all that paint go right down there. and back. So it goes that way. And then down again. And when it gets over there, before it drips down on the floor or down my arm, I'm going to stop it. I'm really curious to take the puddle of paint off of my edge catcher, actually, and use it. Because I could put that on the other side right now, if I can get it off. All of my bottles were out of the way and not falling into the edge catcher. And that cup wasn't right in my way too. I've got paint dripping off this end. Alright, I'm over here. way over here. I'm just going to take spatulas full of paint from the edge catcher. And this time I'm going to see where I want to put it. Just going to use that beautiful blue that I can still actually see. Now my paint, it's a warm day, so my paint is beginning to dry a little bit. I've got 2 minutes to finish telling you guys whatever I want to tell you, and I'm going to keep tipping. And I am getting some magnificent cells happening. I want some black, and I didn't put any in there other than the original black. And I think once I flow this, this is very involved. Once I flow this all down, that dripping on my hands too awful much. This is getting a little better. I'm loving those zigzags from the bottle. Look at those, they're awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to try and cover my edge again. So if you get an edge catcher, make sure there isn't much between the edge of the canvas. Oh, I've got two. Huh, interesting. And everything's coming this way. Oh, I'm going to lose some of that beautiful purple and green. But I've got some neat patterns, and I'm not unhappy, and you guys are going to be gone soon. So should I tell you, please share my videos. It helps me out, and I appreciate that very much. And I'm going to use everything on that edge catcher to check my sides and use that paint to cover my edges. And I'm going to do the same thing right over here. And then I'm going to torch, hopefully. I don't really mind if my edge is blue. I might tap my edge along there to make it blend a little better. Wow, that's pretty cool. I especially like what the bottle, oh, that painted just went on my shorts. I love what the bottle did. So, if you guys share my videos, it helps me out. A thumbs up is really appreciated. Comments are always appreciated. You cheer me up very much with those. Donations will get you my appreciation, and there's a contest on the end, excuse me, there's a drawing on the end screens where you can see the prizes for next month's drawing. This is cool. I'm going to torch before I fix that edge because I am in love with this. This is so cool. And I think that the cells will continue to be created because of the enamels in here. I rescued another one. Cool. And it's stellar. Yes, I like it. I've got a little black to add on this edge, and otherwise I'm not doing too badly at all. I think a lot of my stuff is covered. And if it's not, I've got paint here, there, and everywhere that I can use. Just going to pull that around. That's covered. That's covered. Hopefully you guys can see everything. I love you guys. There's 86,000 over 500 on Expressionist Art Studio Gallery, Priscilla Batzell, and not as many on Phoenix. Brand new channel. Phoenix Rising Priscilla Batzell needs your views, and it needs your thumbs up, and it needs your subscriptions. So if you're not there, or if you are there, in any case, now you know. And there's also an exhibition video on the end screens there, if I've gotten busy anyway, hopefully. You'll find it on either one. There's playlists on Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Priscilla Batzell with 1,310 plus videos organized into genres and playlists of 100. And if you watch some